Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to look at the game week, I've completely forgotten, game week 13 preview. It's been a couple of weeks at the international break. So I guess before the break we did go ahead and make one of our two transfers. We brought in Cole Palmer at the expense of question mark, I cannot remember who. Go back and have a look at the video, I suppose, if you're actually that interested. But you know, it did leave us with a bit of money in the bank, and we said we were just going to sit and wait over the international break and see what our options are, and you know, maybe use that second trade there. So I guess, you know, the options that have stood out, you know, goalkeeper we're not going to mess with. You know, there's no one that offers any value. Even in the defence, you know, we've got Trippier, but you know, other than that, everyone, it's all the value. You know, Cash, Gabriel, Simicast are all good. You know, you're not paying a lot of money to go up to anyone else, so might as well stick with them. You know, oh, hang on, I just realised that's not the right page, it's the second page. But even then, you know, I guess you look at the top scoring defender, Trippier, and then Anderson at 60. You know, there's 5 midfielders all over 60 points, so we'd probably rather target one of them. In saying that, we've got 3 of them, so we're doing all right. Was it Saka we traded down for? No, it was Madison, that's right, he got injured. Yeah, so traded out Madison for Palmer, that's the one. So it freed up a bit of cash. You know, I guess we looked about maybe upgrading in Buemo, but aside from the Arsenal fixture, his fixture run is quite good. Blanks in game week 18, so you know, we might look to do a bit of something around then. But even the other side of it, you know, it's a good run right up until the end of January. So I don't think we're going to get rid of Mbumo. You know, perhaps we could upgrade Gordon, but you know, Newcastle do have a nice run coming up, so I think, you know, probably worth holding on to him. You know, it's, you know, do we need Bowen? He does have a good run coming up. I guess Son would be the logical pathway. You know, a couple of tough fixtures coming up, but you know, if we look at his history, you know, he's gone 2 weeks without scoring, but that's a, you know, pretty rare occurrence. He did start off with 3 blanks, I suppose, but then cracked a hat trick. You know, so with fixture against Villa, you know, it might not be the easiest, but you know, there's definitely some nice fixtures sprinkled in there. So I think we keep Son. So then, you know, we're starting to look in the forward line, and you know, I think for a lot of people the obvious trade would be Alvarez to Watkins. You know, Alvarez has been a little bit underwhelming, but still playing big minutes. You know, getting 1 assist in a 4-4 draw, not get blanking in a 6-1 victory. You know, it doesn't bode well, but you know, he has sprinkled in the attacking stats throughout. So you know, he's averaging half an expected what's that, goal involvement. There you go. I can't remember what it was called. So basically, every second game you can bank him to score something. So still better than a lot of the options around. And so then I guess that leaves us with upgrading Archer. So you know, we can't afford Watkins. You know, if we look at Watkins, he does have a bit of a tough fixture coming up. You know, Spurs, it might be a chance, but they're not the worst defence in the league. Bournemouth's a good matchup for him, admittedly away at Bournemouth. But then Man City and Arsenal, you know, that's a tough stretch back to back. So I don't know if it's worth a quick trade in, only to turn around and trade him out in a couple of weeks. And even after then, you know, games against Brentford, Man United away, you know, it probably opens up in the new year, I think, is when he'll be a prime target. Solanke, I don't think we want to touch. Darwin just doesn't get, you know, consistent start. You know, he started the last 3, but yeah, I don't know. It's not the worst numbers actually looking at it. Goal involvement per 90. It's just there's a lot of games where he's not playing the 90. So I I mean, could go with Darwin. Visser, we talked about Brentford's fixture. It's pretty nice, so we could look at him. But if we look again, expected goal involvements, it's 0.36 per 90. So we could probably do a little bit better than that, I think. Edouard, I think he's going to have similar sort of numbers. Yep, 0.38. So what's their fixture like? Yeah, a few good ones, but then very ugly at the start of December or mid-December, I suppose. However you want to. What's going on there? There's like 3 fixtures in a week. I thought that was the 12th. I couldn't work it out. There is a gap there, but that's still very ugly. But the one that has piqued my interest is Isak. So apparently this 50% is a bit low in terms of his chance of playing. It is probably more of a 75% chance. And particularly given Callum Wilson's out, um, and he's sat out from the Sweden squad for the international break for this reason. And you can see, one goal involvement per 90 is pretty nice if we can get him at 7.4. And also, what we can do with that is we have the money to upgrade Archer. So I think Archer to Isak is a really great option. I think if something comes out that he's had like an extra knock or it's had a setback, we could possibly look at Jackson as well. Can see 4 goals in the last 2 means he's in pretty hot form, but he is also pushing up to that point 0.9 average. I guess just have a look at Chelsea's fixture. So a couple of difficult ones, but he then has a nice run. But we looked at Newcastle's fixture with Gordon. Um, And I guess if we compare ownership, 5.6, 11.3. Okay, well, Jackson would be even bigger differential, maybe. I guess it's just who do you think's going to win this game this week? Newcastle or Chelsea? So, I mean, we can do Isak, um, but maybe Nick Jackson. Yeah, after that, there's nothing I'm interested in. Interesting. Guess it's one of those things where we could almost just let it ride for the week. No, restore player. We could roll the trade over, have another look. Um, if Isak does play and looks good, we can bring him in before he jumps up. Well, even if he jumps to 7.5, we can afford. Um, Obviously, once he gets past that, we're in a bit of trouble. But Jackson's got a little bit more wiggle room. Brighton haven't been setting the world on fire lately. Man United, always a chance of a goal against Man United, I reckon. And then super nice run for quite a bit. Alvarez, what's his forecast? Yeah, nice run. Not playing week 18. Who's there? So Bueno is not playing round 18 either, so it must be Man City, Brentford that week. It's been rescheduled. So it's almost a bit of a toss of the coin. What's the next? So we've got Chelsea, Man United at home. So at home's nice. St James Park, Everton away. Yeah, so Spurs away is the only sort of concern over the next sort of 7 with Jackson. You've got to travel to Newcastle, got to travel to Man United, and then after that. Well, I guess we're born in Palmer. We're okay enough with his schedule, so let's do it. Let's save ourselves some cash and bring in Jackson. Make the transfers. So we've used our 2 transfers now. Then the question is, as we slide these guys down, definitely not playing Simicast against Man City. Does Nick Jackson get a run in the front seven? So, man, Bueno against Arsenal. They are at home. Everyone else is at home. You know what? I think maybe we'll back out Jackson over Alvarez. Famous last words. Goalkeeper, Burnley away, Brighton at home. Probably still prefer Areola against Burnley so he can stay, save the team. Yeah, so we did have Son as captain just because, Salah and Haaland might cancel each other a little bit. Either that or they'll both score heaps of goals trying to outscore each other. But, I think Son against Villa is not the worst matchup this weekend. So, pretty happy to leave it as is. Maybe I should back my man, Mo Salah. Hopefully Liverpool get the 3 points. Haaland blanks this just 1 week. Would be very thankful for that. Yeah, cool. So there's the team as it stands for this week. Um, yeah, if you've got any thoughts, comments, feel free to add them below the video. Uh, if you're enjoying the FPL content, remember give us a like, subscribe to the channel for all of the fantasy content. Sorry, I just got distracted there for a second. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.